Yeah, what's going on, family? It's your man B Miles coming to you live once again with another live stream. It's definitely going to be another great live stream tonight, and we're definitely going to have guests on here, of course. We're going to have Noble Isaiah L, Noble Nuff, Noble Derek Fort, Noble B Forte L. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be on here, of course, tonight, but I'm hosting. Also William Jolly Bay. Hopefully those brothers, can definitely come on to the stream. And I definitely will say, like, Noble Isaiah L is definitely going to be bringing some news to y'all tonight. So, peace, everybody. Like Introvert TV, Devon Natasa, Jerry Hutchinson, Carmela Thomas. Peace to y'all coming up in here at this time. Like I said, it is actually 3 minutes early. It is actually 8:57, but wow, y'all coming in real strong, real deep. And I definitely will say we are going to have a great night tonight. Definitely not going to be on here, I'm too long, but it's definitely going to be a lot of great information. So, hey, Sharonda Shepherd, Joanna, Shaw Legacy, Pikes the King, Gwen Marico, Aaron Smith. Peace to everybody that's coming on. Sister Iman, T. Freeman, good to see everyone. Marcus, and like I said, the guests should be all coming up on here. Just be a little patient. Let everybody come up in here. They can greet one another on this wonderful great night on Tuesday. If you could be doing anything else, you're out here with us. Thank you, Divine Natasa. Smash the like button as well. Y'all coming up in here. I love it. Hey, LaShaw Heyman. It's good to see everybody that's in the chat. Hey, Wayman Livingston, LaShaw Heyman, Margarita. All right, I'm still waiting on them. So just be a little patient. I'm not going to talk too much, but if I take a breather, just going to, make sure that, the guests got the links. This is definitely going to be amazing tonight. Hold on. Okay, moving in. Hey, Mrs. Kita Kita. Hey, Clarissa Angel Girl J. Beverly. Nubian Queen Shell. Sarah Abraham. Daryl Crenshaw. Natasha Jones. Katie Chandler. Melly Mel. Cohethia Hamilton. Good to see y'all coming up in here. Y'all coming up in here strong. Just be patient. We still got the guests coming in. Hopefully they still setting up. But definitely, they definitely going to be coming on here tonight. So just give them some little more time. Peace, Lacey Gray. Peace to everybody. It's good to see everybody coming out. I know, T. Freeman, it feels different. It was very warm today. It was very beautiful on the East Coast. He never fold. It was very beautiful today on the East Coast. Hey, Sonya Tate, peace. Good to see everyone coming up in here. Just yeah, there we go. I see one. That's Normal William Jolly Bay.
Islam more.
Islam, peace.
Peace to the chat.
Hey, Dawn, daughter of the Mosai. Yeah, William Jolly Bay. Like we going to wait for the other guests to come up in here. So I sent out the link. So I'm just waiting for more people to come up in the chat. They can greet each other, and I can just wait till they all come on. So I just take a little break for a minute. Y'all stay on the chat. I see more of y'all coming up in the chat. Dawn, daughter of the Most High. And Jawad Show Shot, good to see you sisters in here, you mothers in here. All right, we still waiting for the others to come on. So just bear with us and be patient. Y'all keep the energy flowing. It's good to see more of y'all coming up in here. I see Keith L. Bay, Peace, Islam, Melly Mel, Nate Bohan, ACV Beat Baller, Coas of One, Nate Bohan, Prosperity. Good to see y'all coming up in here. We strong, and we still waiting for the others to come on. So just keep on bearing with us, because you definitely don't want to miss this news tonight. All right, family, it's good to see that. All right, so just got to contact with them, just check the emails and stuff. They should be coming on real soon. I see because I see y'all up there laughing. Patricia, Preston, y'all see you over there. All right, there we go. There go B4TL. There he go. All right, wonderful Lotus Flower, Goddess Unity, Melody the High Priestess. I see y'all in here. Angel Ray, Kumar Muhammad. It's good to see y'all. B4T, you want to say anything to the people?
Not at the moment, but hey, everybody.
Great, wonderful. We just still waiting for Nuff and also Noble Nuff and Noble Isaiah for them to come on. So I sent out the link and emailed them, so they should be joining us soon.
Yeah, I saw that earlier about the distraction of the royal family. That's funny.
Yeah, there you go. There he is. Noble Isaiah. Peace, peace, brother.
Peace and love, Morris.
Peace and love. Good to see you on here, brother. Good to see that you can join us. Me, Noble William Jolly Big and also Noble B Forte L. You feel me? It is definitely wonderful. And there go Nuff. So we all locked and loaded and we ready to go.
I got you.
Peace and love.
How y'all doing?
Peace and love, Islam.
Islam.
All is well, my brother. All is well. So what's on the agenda for
Man. Well, there's a lot of information, but I definitely want to just share some thoughts and try to correct some concepts concerning, the whole vaccines and everything like that, and a few things that's going on around the world and how it affects us. So just give me 1 second. Well, I'll Lord to you brothers until I pull up my screen.
Okay. I just want to say you over there. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, another thing that I would like to address a little bit, touch on is the state of our people in America. It has become a sad day when the enemy is not the enemy no more, as we see our people, and they're keeping us trapped in the paradigm and keeping us separated. And I mean, it's like they don't want to do anything. They just want to keep with the back and forth debates and the smoke. I want all the smoke type stuff. And you got women want to be men and men want to be women, emotionally and mentally. And only thing I can rationalize is that a lot of these people out here are agents. They are paid informants. They're working for COINTELPRO, or they have their 501c3 and they're under a corporate jurisdiction, and their mandate is to keep the people asleep. And I think a lot of these people, not even privy to what they're doing, they're just doing it out of ignorance. When a person just want to keep another person back or keep a group of people back just because they want to get views and likes, that's an agent to YouTube. I'm not afraid to call a spade, and I'm not one to mince my words when it comes to that. It's just I've been on this journey a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finally at the place where I need to be at, and I refuse to give anybody any type of leg room to disrespect us or to take us as being soft or frauds. We humble, but we still got swords. We still got swords. Even though we humble, we still got swords. Sometimes people need to clarify who they talking about and what they talking about instead of just running their mouth. That's all I really want to address, because if I keep going, I get emotional about it, and I start saying things that not relevant to the conversation tonight. But this conscious community has been infiltrated by COINTELPRO operatives since 2000, since the World Trade Center bombing. If you look at the history of the world of the conscious community at that time, it was thriving. It had all the elders in it. Everybody was dropping knowledge. We disagreed, but yet and still we had a purpose. And that was raising the consciousness of our people. Now it's not about raising the consciousness no more. It's about likes, views, and keeping the people separated. So a lot of these people are agents. A lot of these people are COINTELPRO agents that has an agenda to keep this community down and dumbed down and not actually finding solutions to our problem. And when people have these solutions and want to bring these solutions to the people, these certain people that's bringing the information get blackballed or get slandered. And, you know, the only thing that I can keep doing is petitioning the spirits to keep us safe and to keep those that's doing this in confusion. Because we still have work to do and we're going to keep doing our job. And that's all I got to say. Islam.
Islam, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I want to say Islam to everybody, Islam to our mamba who's watching, Islam to everybody that's in the chat. Everything you said in a nutshell. I can't really say too much, but we have been attacked by many, and it's like you said, we don't even come ourselves. We don't even come after nobody. All we try to do is find solutions for our people. And like you said, the conscious community been infiltrated since 2000, 2001. I've been gave up on the conscious community because they're not talking about anything. We all decided to come together as a collective whole to bring this information, to bring all sorts of information and solutions to wake our people up. And many of us have families, you know, and we still sacrifice the time to put the information out to those that are watching. And I'm going to say it like this. We don't know when they're going to shut YouTube off, but while we on here, you better gather all the information that you can get, jot down the notes, even download the the videos if you have to, because you never know what'll happen. So this is where we are right now. And we at the time where information is very vital. And we're bringing all the accuracies of information and knowledge that we've been coming across and that we also delegated amongst each other with. So by further ado, I'm gonna cut my mouth right now, shut everything up, and let everybody else talk. I'm sounding a little better, guys. Y'all hear my voice? I'm sounding like my old self again. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real cool and calm and shut my mouth. Peace.
Keep your voice, brother. We don't want to lose that voice. Keep that voice, brother. That's one voice we need out here. We need to keep the fire in you, brother. Mars energy all the way, all day. Keep it coming.
Exactly.
What you doing?
Exactly. Yep. So Noble Isaiah L. Without further ado, and also what Nuf, I definitely know y'all two gonna bring it, and the rest of brothers are gonna bring it in. So I definitely want to say, definitely want brother Noble Isaiah L, this great young brother, to bring some great information, and I definitely feel as though the family needs to share. And also, the panel, we also going to be learning from this as well, and I know Nuf is going to bring it. So without further ado, Noble Isaiah L, you can take it from here.
All right. So we're not going to try to be long-winded on this one, but I definitely just wanted to bring some key concepts to the floor. A lot of people have been asking about vaccines and, taking, the vaccine, quote unquote. I just want to bring a few things to the light on that subject. And of course, a lot of things is happening, like we said earlier, globally. And it all affects us in some way. So again, and we're not about the discord going back and forth and all that type of stuff, because this is bigger than us right now. This is reaching bigger than nations. This is international. This is planetarily. Okay, so not to be the bringer of, quote unquote, bad news or sad news or stuff like that. But we definitely want our people to be aware, because we've been getting a lot of questions about vaccines. Should you take it? A lot of different things about, how they're requiring you to take the vaccines on your job or your children to get into school, things like that. So just want to put some information out there so you can be aware of your choice, because right now you have a choice. And one of the main reasons why we are trying to come together as a people with our choice is so that we can do something about it. And we have been doing things about it, not online, putting it out there, but for those who are on our calls and things like that, we've been doing things. So just to illustrate it for you, there was a convention that took place where some of the top doctors around the world, they came together and they met what you call DC, okay, District of Columbia, that territory, called that. They met there for 4 days at a convention, and the convention basically was talking about the vaccines, okay, and really they're called mRNA injections, okay, and they met at this convention to discuss the ramifications of these injections and if I could share my screen, let me see here to show you. There was a convention that took place, and the general recommendations on immunization or vaccines was given from in this convention, based off of the 1998 and all the way up until 2011 and all the way up until the current. These are the top three that was given. I wish I could show you this here, but if you type in cdc.gov/mmwr/pdf or say /pdf/rr /rr 6002.pdf. This pulls it right up, and I'm just reading from it. This is the general recommendations on immunization, recommendations of the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. Okay, so ACIP. This gives you the general standards, and this was literally written up like a lab report, a scientific paper, and it's really evil. I mean, you read this thing is really bad. I mean, we're not going to get too much into that, but I put that there so everybody can reference that. This is what they were calling the mRNA injection for the people that's newly tested or newly product that they're putting on the market from Pfizer. And it generally, our country has a lot of people that come over, visit this territory and things like that. They have a schedule of 72 vaccines that they have for those in this current territory, this continent. So internationally, there's more than 72, but for this continent, they have 72. In these 72 verified, according to them, vaccines, they have things that are specific to different ethnicities. This is what they call it. And I would just say nationalities in place of that, because we know that ethnicity is a key word that Reconstructionists created to divide us. So there's 72 from chickenpox, so on and so forth, you name them. And again, they're targeted to specific nations or nationals, group of people. And This 72 vaccines are targeted towards these nationals because they have different things that's generated off of the antibodies that they created. So the question is, our people have to ask the question, what's coming out of these vials and what's coming through these needles? And a lot of times our people don't. This injection is the newest thing on the market and it hasn't been tested long. And literally, this vaccine is pertaining to those who they call cattle or chattel. And if I could show you my screen right now, you can, matter of fact, let me try and share it.
I believe Islam. I believe brother Islam have to. Brother Miles have to like give you permission to share your screen. I don't think he know how to do that because I was trying to share my screen on one of the lives we was doing together. Maybe he can give you that permission or whatever. Islam.
Sure, absolutely. I would have to try to find the layout for it. I might have to drop maybe one off, so maybe I can try to see if I can actually share the screen. Yes, because I know that Nuff had the same problem, so I could definitely try to find a way to just maybe drop one off for 1 second, and then I can see if I can screen share.
Yeah, because I don't want to be long. I just want to share this these few sites so people can have as references, and then they can also read for themselves and follow along.
I
can do it. I know. No. I'll drop back. I'll do that. I want y'all to do what y'all gotta do. I will drop back so the viewers can see this and I can be in the chat. And when it's all said and done, I can come back on.
Right, because I'm just
Okay, give me 1 second, B4J.
Yeah, still not. Okay.
For some reason, it's I'm trying to change the layout. I'm trying to actually add. I'm trying to see if I can add, but it's not necessary. It's not really like add another person. Just help me to change the layout. That's the only thing that I'm saying right now.
Okay.
Maybe you could send a link to Brandon Miles, Brother Noble Brandon Miles, and he can share the screen. If you send the link to him.
Okay. All right. So in the private chat, okay, let me do that. Okay. So here's the first link. I'll just put this here so you guys have as a reference. And that's from the CDC. And then here's another one.
Okay, you want me to let me see.
Okay.
Okay, so you want me to post that in side of the chat?
Yeah. Yes. So how will you? Okay. Okay. She says send it to D Miles, and then he can display it. Okay, there it is. So that's the link there. Okay. Okay. So now when we look at I'll wait and see if it's the other one. Chattel, right? So another one. So when we look up chattel, and then I'm gonna read the definition of chattel. Okay, so the definition of chattel, this is a noun from the early 13th century. Chattel is referring to property, goods from Old French chattel, chattels, goods, wealth, possessions, property, profit, cattle. From late Latin, capital, property, see, cattle. Okay, so when we look at chattel, it's referring to property, chattels, goods, wealth, possessions, profit, cattle. So when we click on cattle, this is on etymonline.com. This is the online etymology dictionary. When we look at cattle, that's also a noun from the mid 13th century, uh, meaning property of any kind, including money, land, income, from Anglo-French catel, property, Old North French catel, Old French catel, from medieval Latin capital, uh, property, stock, noun, use of neuter of Latin, adjective, capitalis, principal, chief, literally of the head. So when you're talking about chattel or cattle, this is what they are referring to when they talk about vaccines. And when we look at vaccine, let's look at what vaccine means. Okay, vaccine is a noun, and it is literally is a noun, and it reads matter used in vaccination from 1846 from French vaccine, noun use of adjective from Latin vaccina, feminine of vaccinus, pertaining to a cow. So when they're giving vaccines, they're referring to cow. They say that our people are chattel property and law, and they treat us like chattel property as cows or stocks or goods, commodities. When they have the birth certificates and the different instruments that control us. Now, when they're issuing these, I'm trying to share this here, when they're issuing these different vaccines and things like that, they're literally saying that they are injecting property. So Bill Gates is acting as Thanos, if you will. We're trying to denationalize and to commit genocide with the whole depopulation agenda, Agenda 21. Agenda 21 is in full effect right now, and the United Nations have came together to issue the rights of indigenous people and other charters and conventions on the rights of our people globally, but our people have not waken up and gotten it on a large part. So this is why they are saying now we're going to move to start doing something that they claim they hate that another person did in history called Hitler when he was wiping people out with their genocide technique when he was putting people in camps and things like that. The same thing is about to happen or in the process of happening here as they're doing a changing of the guard. Now, I want you to look at, they are creating these vaccines and this mRNA injection, if you take it, it goes into effect from 4 months to 14 months. So in a lot of cases, if you have a strong immune system, it's not going to go into effect right away. It's going to actually it's going to be like a slow cooker, right? So right now we're literally at a crossroad. We got to decide what we're going to do as a people, okay? Because we got the reports. There's a 172-page report that talks about within the first month of taking these vaccines, what took place. Over 40,000 cases of adverse reactions or events within the first month. Okay, that's over 40,000. That's documented. Again, this is from a 172-page reference. Over 3,100 cases of, come on, got that Michael. Over 3,100 cases of shock taking place. So this is dealing with allergic reactions, that's counter these injections, over 5,000 neurological reactions. So that includes headaches, vertigo, dizziness, numbness. Okay, um, and this is actually uh, you got to question, why are these vaccines or injections still on the market? Pfizer, the big time company, they just strong armed Venezuela, and they strong armed Argentina, and they are trying to force them to give up their military bases to uh, provide these vaccines to the people, and they're telling them there's no definite time on when you're going to get them. So why is a pharmaceutical company wanting somebody's military base? You gotta ask yourself that.
Right.
You got
Right.
you have to ask yourself, why do a pharmaceutical company want a nation's military base? Okay. Um, why, if we have these reports, why is this vaccine, alleged vaccine, still on the market? Um, and why are they hiring paid actors to um, promote this vaccine, doctors to promote this vaccine? And we know that a lot of the people have been having adverse reactions, and you can even look it up for yourself. A lot of people who've been taking it have been spazzing out, um, you know, foaming at the mouth, a lot of different type of things, right? So they've been offering people 500 notes, Federal Reserve notes, to take this vaccine. Now, this is another question. Common sense kicks in. If the conservative, Albion, European groups aren't taking it, if most of the people that's on this landmass not taking it, the only ones who are taking it is the free European liberals who are taking it. You gotta ask yourself a question: why is that, and why are they offering to pay people to take these things? Because no one is really taking them, because they're losing the trust in the so-called doctors and so-called health industry. So the main people that are taking them now, okay, are those who are of a older demographic. Um, so the smallpox, the syphilis, um, the uh, the different scheduled vaccines that they have in this on this landmass, um, they all are for, like we said before, specific people. Um, the United Nations came together to say we need to push this globally, and it already started in Israel, where they have these bracelets, and these bracelets are to check and see if you had taken the shot and your test results from the shot. And it's like a quantum bracelet that they'll be using to um, say if you have the right to travel, ingress and regress from the land. They're saying if you'll be able to travel nationally and internationally with this bracelet, and also finances. So they're starting at there in Israel. And did you see why the Pope went to Israel? That was the first time that a Pope went to so-called Israel. Okay, and he's telling them to stand down. Okay, because they're harming the nationals. But we know Israel also um, are sending technology that's not from this world, okay, advanced technology to the Russians and also to the Chinese, okay. So these two um, are receiving this top secret technology, and the Pope, how does he come in? He comes in for the first time to tell them to stand down against the people. And he's not doing this because he loved the people. He's doing this because, again, he has crimes of genocide pending against him, acts of war crimes against humanity, pedophilia, and human trafficking pinned up against him. Now, if you don't know anything, the Pope has already come here to this landmass over 6 times after issuing the letter to Obama to tell people that the bonds are suspended here in 2014. He's been telling the people to stand, the ones who are fighting for our state, to stand down. The same ones who are fighting for our estate here is a part of a secret society that's fighting for other people's estate that don't belong to them on other land masses. So the Pope is telling them to stand down over there, and that's also where the so-called Holy Land or true land of, the promised land of the people is on that side of the hemisphere. So the United Nations adopted Agenda 21, and if you look on their site, it go follow the trail of the finance, and it goes from 2021 until 2030. So when you're talking about a new age, this new age is actually spearheading us into something different that a lot of us may not remember right now in this lifetime, but it's no longer relying on dogma and people to save you. This is literally you proving and being in harmony with the universe that you are who you say you are, because this is the age of development of the soul. So going back to the injections, okay, I want to talk about how there's key ingredients in this injection. And this injection is mRNA, which is literally taking a piece of the virus from your genetics, and it's associated with spike protein. And this is where it gets injected into your body, and it creates a non-neutralizing antibody, which then creates a antibody that's dependent on ADE. Okay, so this is what is happening when you take these injections. Okay, and when you take these injections, this allows a little piece of the messenger RNA to start replicating on its own. Okay, and this creates virus. This virus starts to spike protein, and this is where your body can't create antibodies against it. Okay, so when you take this injection, it's literally spiking these proteins up, and you won't have enough antibodies to create a defense to fight off this virus. And when we talk about the spike protein, it causes injuries in three major ways. Okay, number one, first, the spike protein looks like the letter Y. Okay, it looks like the letter Y, and the two arms on the top of the stem of the Y, that's called FAB fragments. And the FAB fragments, that is the top portion. The stem of the Y is the FAC fragments, and they're designed to neutralize anything and to fight against viruses, and to ward them off. But when you take this injection, this FAC fragment won't activate, and they call this the Trojan horse mechanism. And if you know anything in history about the Trojan horse used to deceive, okay, to conquer, you think that this injection, this vaccine is good, but is actually used and designed to go into the cells and actually attack your FAC or the FAC protein. Okay, and this mechanism moves into the second phase, which causes injury, which is the attaching to your lungs. This mechanism attached to your lungs and the tissues of your lungs, and then once it gets into your tissue, it diffuses alveolar damage. Okay, so when it gets into your lungs, it causes this alveolar damage, and this breaks up the cells in your lung, and this is why people say they can't breathe, and this is why it destroys your rhythmic pattern, and it creates pus and damage your lungs. So that's the second injury that is called or causes. And then the third thing is the spike in the protein. This is the worst one. this attaches to your um, macrophages. Okay, and there's two types of macrophages, type 1 and type 2. And when it attaches to them, uh, it attacks your white blood cells. And if you know anything about your white blood cells, those are your defense cells. So it literally attacks your white blood cells, which is your defense. So it continuously repeats and replicates itself to attack all your defense cells. So you won't have anything in your body to remove it. So when you take this injection, that's what's happening. BGI Genomics, okay, they're a bio data gathering company from the Communist Party in China. They are harvesting people who take this injection or test. They're harvesting their DNA, and they're using this to create different bio weapons. Okay, and also they're gathering information, like when your phone says, "Can we collect information?" or when you have a thumbprint or handprint or hand signal or facial recognition to sign into your phone or anything like that, your different devices, they're using this to harvest your DNA and create different super soldiers and things like that from that. And the number one funder for this program is Bill Gates. So Bill Gates is literally trying to fund a lot of different organizations right now to take over our people globally, not just here, this landmass, but all over the world. And this is where they're trying to create that depopulation agenda. So I'm gonna open up the floor right now. And I see a question: how long after they get it before this happens? So you're looking at a time period from 4 to 14 months. That's their target goal. And if it happens faster, this is where they say it did its job. Okay. If people take the shot, won't they still be able to catch COVID? Yes, and a lot of what's in the injection is the they have the nanoparticles. Okay, even in the swabs, they have the nanoparticles in the swabs as well. So this is why it is very important that you be in your proper person, dealing with your status. Okay, because if you pay close attention, which just happened 18 hours ago, the president from Ghana just told Switzerland, they're supposed to be a neutral country, neutral party, neutral territory. He said, well, since he was the first one to quote unquote take this vaccine. And he told them, well, if Switzerland, if you're neutral to us getting this vaccine, if you're neutral to us getting injected and our people getting affected, well, we're going to be neutral when it comes to this trade and finance. And guess what? We're ending this financial agreement with us today. He just ended it with them. And the Switzerland representative wanted to apologize and keep this trade going. He said, no, thank you. We're done with you. It's done. This agreement is over. You will no longer be receiving cocoa from us, chocolate. You will no longer be receiving gold from us, precious metals, none of that stuff. So this is going to have a ripple effect, because this is what you can do with national status and national power. You have the raw materials. Your land has the raw materials. So that's why it's important that you, as a national, come to a proper status so you can be able to prevent against that. You said,
Islam.
What? Islam.
I just wanted to ask a question because this is the same thing that's been pressing me for a minute, and that's why I said what I said at the beginning of this stream, that we're actually trying to get our people on code. What a lot of people been trying to say in the conscious community, our people need to be on code. So our code should be nationalization. Am I correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, but we want to call ourselves everything besides national. You know, we want to call ourselves everything besides who we are based upon birthright and bloodline. We rather call ourselves something somebody else told us we are instead of, you know, calling ourselves by our birthright promogenitor status.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that's why I feel like a lot of these people out here are agents. They might look dirty, they might smoke weed on YouTube and cough and choke and seem like they okay. But I'm telling you, these people are agents. They work for them people, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know they do. I would speak on one in particular, and I'm quite sure because I'm telling you, this man blew up after 9/11 with the debates. Y'all fill in the dots. With the debates against different against the Hebrew Israelites against the Moors against Kemet, Kemet against metaphysical, metaphysical against spirituality. All these debates, and the only thing that created was division. But yeah, he's sitting up here like a you know, and then he say, "Don't hate on me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just giving the information." But then when we come with the information, we get slandered. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't, man. And then I just sent something in Telegram showing all the different vaccine companies and organizations that are donors from China.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to pull it up. I had to switch devices so I won't be going in and out. I think something wrong with this computer. It probably about to go out or so. But I don't have problems with on my phone, but on my computer I have lots of problems. I think it's the IP address on my computer. They get me. But it's all good, man. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, brother. I ain't want to be too long winded. But yeah, I mean, we need to be on code about getting nationality and uniting as a people. We've been saying this for over 50 years. We need to come together as a people. But yet, every time we start to build something substantial, here come some coon ass nigga, excuse my language, here comes some coon wanting to come and do their own thing and get away from the plan that's working. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Marcus Garvey started something that was beautiful. See what happened to him. Norbert Ali started something that was beautiful. You see what happened. You know, Elijah Muhammad started something. See what happened then.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got certain individuals that's able to continue to keep their run going. And why? It's something that I mean, if Farrakhan was doing the work of Elijah Muhammad, do you actually think that we would still be in this situation when Farrakhan got his nationality as a Moor?
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not telling everybody else that. He still keep talking about the wheel in the sky. What wheel is you talking about? I know what wheel. I know what wheel he's talking about. I know exactly what wheel he's talking about, and it's not a ship. But I'm not gonna go into that science. You know what I'm saying? But I know about that wheel in the sky. But we really need to get on code about coming together as a nation of people and stop bullshit. Excuse my language, but stop playing around. It ain't time for play no more. Cause they after us. You know, they ain't all of these other races, they have races, meaning they're racing against a recorded time that they need to be dealt with, where they have a certain run of time that they have to do what they have to do, and we've been asleep long enough. So we've been put to sleep so they can have they run as a race. It's a race for them. It ain't a race for us. We've been here before they got here. We be here when they gone. That's what they trying to. That's their race to get rid of us. This they last ditch effort.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as we sitting up here talking about I'm copper colored. I'm a nigga. That's what they're gonna teach you like. That's what they're gonna teach you like. I was watching this Sonetta video and Dr. Reggie, and he went up to a Chinese lady, right? And he was telling her, "Who am I? Who am I?" He's like, "Who are you?" You know what I'm saying? I'm from my ancestors. He was like, "Who am I?" He like, and she was like, "Well, who are your ancestors?" He's like, "Who am I?" And then he said, "I'm a nigga." I was like, "What?
Mm.
Why
Wow.
didn't you say you was a Moor?"
Mm-hmm.
And she would have knew exactly who you was. See, a
Mm.
lot of people get it confused that we want people to say they Moors for organizational purposes or as a religion. This is not no religion. I mean, they got it really twisted. This is not no religion. It's far from it. If y'all thinking that if this is what's stopping y'all from claiming y'all nationality because y'all think this is a religion, y'all might as well go back to the church. I mean, for real, y'all might as
Mm-hmm.
well stay indoctrinated. This is science. This is science of yourself. This is science of who you are. This is the universe. This is the earth. This is the elements. We are scientists.
Mm-hmm.
We are the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Period. We're not worshiping nothing outside ourselves because we know everything outside ourselves is a part of us that's within. As within, so without. As above, so below. All of this thing is us. Look at the star. That's as above, so below.
Mm-hmm.
The pentagram. Masculine and feminine coming together, interchange to make one whole. It's time to wake up and stop playing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to play on your own time. So when it goes down, right? And I'm gonna end with this. When it goes down, the brother Duke, I see tears. They didn't say it no better. When it goes down, keep that same energy, y'all. Keep that same energy when it comes time to seek asylum from the Moors, because we gonna be the only ones they recognize. Trust that. Because they wear the brooch, they wear the black brooch on the royalty, the monarchs of England wear the black brooch to show you who are the real royalty. Why would they have a black brooch on? Why would black people be inside of their crest or their family crest? Why would you have big Olmec heads and things on Eastern Island
Mm-hmm.
showing who we are? Why would you have faces on Sidonia that look like the Sphinx? Come on, man. Come on. Stop playing. Stop playing with us. Go play with them Aboriginals. Go play with them. Don't play with us. Because we got the receipts. We got all the receipts. Would you tell them, brother Isaiah?
Oh yeah, that's right. Even when you look at what they call Egypt, which is not really that name or that landmass where you go to uh, Cairo. Cairo is not the name of that location. It's called Caire. And Caire literally means Mars. And when you look up what Mars means conflict, war. Look up what Cairo means. Cairo means place of combat, Mars. And it's talking about those ancient civilizations that our ancestors were a part of. And it all plays a part in what's going on now. And I just want to point out that a lot of times people approach this thing with emotions, and they want to uh, give the emotions and things like that, but they don't come out with the facts. Like you said, people say that a Moor is a part of your religion. Well, last time we checked, and you still could check, Moor is a nationality. It's not a religion. Okay, so it's a nationality, and that's what we call ourselves modernly. This landmass is called Al Marak, and everything that happens globally affects the people of Al Marak. Whether you know it or not, a lot of the world is really is waiting for us in some ways, and in some ways they're not. So if you're national and you're actually from Al Marak, this landmass, you are national by birth and by bloodline, by pedigree, lineage, descent. So you must, by your consanguinity, reclaim your status. So if you already took the swab or the test, then what you need to do is get some zinc and some uh, vitamin D, and go ahead and start removing the toxins from your body. And if you got cancerous cells from those things, we have the cancer cure, and we're not gonna put it online, but we have the cancer cure that we can give to you. So, um,
Another thing that you can take if you feel like you're getting the sniffles and you think that you might have to go get a COVID test, this is what you go do. You get you some elderberries and you boil it into a tea and put some honey in it. Okay. And then you get just stay on the daily regimen. You get you some turmeric, ginger, and apple cider vinegar and make it into a tonic and take shots of that every day. Just keep every day, just take a shot in the morning on an empty stomach, and make sure that you have at least twice a week elderberry tea. And trust me, I ain't had no problems. I ain't been sick. I ain't had the sniffles. I ain't had none of that. People around here, oh, I got the COVID. Okay, maybe you need to take that mask off. Maybe you just need to take that mask off. But we have to go into our old school remedies. I remember when y'all remember when castor oil was popular. You had to take a tablespoon of castor oil a month. Your mama used my mama anyway. I don't know if y'all X generation know about this, but my mama used to give us the castor oil once a month to keep us regular. You know what I'm saying? And we never had problems. And then we didn't have regular sugar. We didn't go to the candy store. My mother went to the farmer's market and got sugar cane, and we used to suck on sugar cane. There's ways to get out the system, y'all. And what I wanted to do, I want to read this little piece, if y'all don't mind. And it says, a Negro is an animal that has 4 legs. But what beast made the Negro? The above beast and litter created unknown, and this picture shows, I think the best description, I can show it to y'all. Let me see if I can show y'all. See that? Okay. Y'all see that? Did y'all see that picture?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. So, the above beast and litter creator unknown graphically depicts the mysterious origin and perpetual self-breeding state of the American Negro. This is how they have been made to appear to all recognized nations of the earth. Negroes, also certified as blacks and colored people, NBC, at birth by the state when they are born or naturalized, are all made exclusively in the United States of America. And that's in capital letters. How has the Negro, while sustaining the physical appearance of Africans, yet have the uncanny adaptability to imitate any nation on earth, still themselves remain nationless? Think about that last sentence. How has the Negro, while sustaining the physical appearance of Africans, yet have the uncanny adaptability to imitate any nation on earth, still themselves remain nationless? Most Negro, blacks, and colors do not know they remain historically detached from every upright nation of the human family. These beastly forms may appear grotesque to most scholars in serious research for their secret origin of Negroes, albeit the majority of the most inquisitive of researchers are also unfamiliar with the ratification of the Willie Lynch theory or the lawful state coffins, which presently house the origin of these special man-made people. Lawyers, historians, scientists, and clergy rarely uncover the clandestine truth lies beneath the surface of 400 years of West African slave trading, which yielded nearly 100 million of nationals being stolen from her northwestern or southwestern shores. Well, we all know the story on that. No one seems to notice that no one seems to notice there was not a single Negro black colored found, made, or kidnapped from the interiors of Africa. Blacks did not come to America. We were already made in America. We were all made in America. The slave labels of Negro, black, and colored was given to the West African nationals as official marks that declared they had been duly reduced from peoples into slaves, properties, and beasts of burden. The criminal process of enslaving humanity is legally called denationalization. The atrocity of man denationalizing another man ranks high on the scales of federal and international crimes with treason, genocide, and ethnic cleansing. Look at our case that we have on the world right now. Right here. Right here is our case. If we will only come together as a people, we have a case against every nation on the planet. But we want to sit up here and talk about land patches. Living evidence of this modern day evil began with public notices which marketed the 1774 colonial black code laws. These laws, contrived in the lodges of the York and Scottish Rite orders, announced to the new Western world the African gods of the Nile were dead and the light of Egypt was being extinguished. In 1779, these laws were translated into the main constitutional bodies of law which were to govern the world's newest autonomy. As the United States gained her sovereignty, the founding fathers, who were mostly European Masonic slaveholders, proclaimed a profane world of property as the first order of business. To show how serious intent of the dehumanization and making of the Negro, George Washington and other Masonic framers wrote the denationalized West Africans into the very first article, the 3/5 clause of the Constitution of the United States. Everyone else was written in as property, especially women, Indians not taxed, and the low maintenance, high profitable bull market Negro. The only exclusion of this profane world were the only true citizens of the United States, i.g., white males aged 21 with sound mind and body. After the institution of slavery was abolished in 1865, the European brothers of the victorious North and conquered South manufactured the Negro, black, and colored, whose names were outlawed in Article 1 of the 13th Amendment under their assumable jurisdiction, appearing as persons, commercial property, and owned by the Congress in the ratification of the 1868 14th Amendment. Further evidence of denationalization of West African nationals, the making of the Negro, black, or colored can be found upon their certificates of live birth. All states certified birth bearing the slave names of Negro, black, colored, and African American, or their vital statistical numerical alphabet codes are documented strawmen into a perpetual life of chattel. Brother Isaiah was just talking about this. This way, as property, Negro blacks in color can annually generate $1 trillion consumer dollar, and yet not owe anything the citizens are bound to respect. Legally, property can have cannot have rights, or it may be equal to or greater than its owner. Since 1870, feigned voter rights of the Negro have been granted and expired 5 times, including July 2006, disinclined granting by the merciful Bush administration via the NAACP. I ain't got too much more to go. I'm trying to get through this real quick. All right, all right, all right, all right. The ungodly making of the non-black Negro black and colored is not only a sin, but also a crime. They remain powerless when compared to the standard qualifications of all existing nations. Negroes, blacks, and today's self-proclaimed African Americans do not have a number one, free national name, religion, national constitution, standard principles, country, land named after themselves, national flag, seal, emblem, and no forefathers, genealogy, or prosperity to offer their begottens. These family and nation necessities are too numerous to remain absent of inquiries. Yet these questions must be answered by the have-nots because the haves use these requirements to preserve their nation. When the USA abolished the institution of slavery, it also eradicated all slave labels and opened the doors for a new nation to declare themselves. Legally, the word abolishment does not translate into freedom. Freedom and citizenship must be assumed by the Negro for nearly one and a half centuries. Freedom and citizenship has been assumed by the Negro for nearly 1.5 centuries. Slave governments do not have the power to free. True freedom must be attained by the deplaced, captured, or the imprisoned. Those who continue to cling to the name and principles that allude to the slavery and alienating themselves from the family of nations and subjecting themselves to all abuses and mistreatments the citizens cared to bestow upon them when legally slavery ended mental when legally slavery ended, mental slavery began. Who are the Moorish Americans? Moorish Americans are the ancient Moabites who inhabited northwest and southwest shores of Africa. The Moorish Empire, with its comedy of nations, kingdoms, countries, tribes, and families, was in full effect during the entire African slave trade until 1908. From this Moorish Empire came all African nationals who were abducted, enslaved, and transported to the Americans and adjoining islands. Because of the United States of America's indigent system of the nationalization, those Moors buried in the shallow graves of constitutional laws after 140 years are the only descendants of U.S. slaves remaining without a proper status known by name and number. In this information age, the time has come for all men to proclaim their free national name in order to be recognized by the nation of the earth. The Moorish were and are the processors of the keys to civilization and holders to peace on earth. More food for thought. Slave master Thomas Jefferson, another one of the European Freemasons who assisted in the burial of the African God man, said, quote, "One day they, the Negroes, will rise from the dust," end quote. This is true, but not as Negro blacks and colored. When wisdom was obscured in ancient Kemet, the light of civilization went out the world over. Yet There is still much wisdom to be learned from the descendants of Amexem, the first true and divine name of the present day Africa. This is why the so-called Negro has been forbidden to gain the consciousness of truth and self. As bizarre as it may seem, the Negro, black and colored, is Harem Abiff of Africa, the proverbial rejected cornerstone displayed as the all-seeing eye detached from the pyramid of nations and the original straw man used to pay the national debt of the corporate United States of America, Islam.
Fire. Keep going. It's fire. Oh
That's
yeah.
it. That's all.
Love
That's
it.
it. That's it.
Love it.
I'm telling you, I'll be finding this, and I don't want to debate with people. I mean, this information is out here. We're in the information age. Either you get it or you don't. I'm not about to keep arguing with these people about this. It's right here. It's in constitutional laws and all this. It's in the history. You know what I'm saying?
Islam.
Even Islam.
I just wanted to tell Isaiah, good looking for answering. I think Shell Shock. I think that's her name. Answering our question. Thank you for answering. I just wanted to say that. And you said everything in a nutshell, LT. So it's like there's no more debating. I just want to say that all the people on here that's talking about Bible stuff and all this biblical, all of that, what Nuff just now spoke on is connected to that whole biblical text talking about who we are, pretty much. You are the so-called lost children of Israel, if you really want to be in a biblical sense. I don't even want to talk about that, but I want those that's Bible thumping to know that this is what we're saying. I mean, literally, like that's why we're not debating. You saying, "Oh, we Israel." We're not saying you not Israel, but we're not going to use a goddamn King James all day trying to throw it down somebody's throat when you got to know the laws of the land and also know the daggone the Zodiac Constitution and everything else. We don't have time to be debating with anybody right now. You just heard what Noble Isaiah read. You heard what Noble Nuff read. Why still want to debate on who is who? Why you want to say that you're copper colored? Why you want to say I'm Sioux Indian? Why you want to say I'm Cheyenne Indian? When in all actuality, you're supposed to be a national. You can still say that you all of this in some bag of chips or whoever. You can say I'm a goddamn going, like you can say I'm green eggs and ham, as long as you nationalize or some shit. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just the truth, man. It's like it's getting really, you get tired of it. You're trying to tell your people who literally this is who you are. Get nationalized. You can say what you want, but get nationalized. You want to say, hey, I'm Tom Green. Okay, you Tom Green, but get nationalized though. Okay, do you just get nationalized? Then you do you. Learn the laws. Do you? That's it. I mean, but just don't represent foolishly. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get this and they act foolish. Nobody has time for that. This is real serious. This is dealing with our planet. This is dealing with who we really are. You've been called forth, and now is your time to do what you got to do. I'm not here to bring any heat. I'm here to just speak some real stuff right now. Because I get emotional and I get tired, and I look at how our people are interacting, and then I see what we're doing over here, and we're bringing solutions, and we're trying to wake our people up. And you got people saying, "Oh, I'm a copper-colored Indian." Fool, that's not true. How? You want to be on these daggone reservations that's owned by the government or the corporation? Why? They're giving you money just to keep you as a slave. I mean, that's what they're doing. You got people that's claiming your birthright, saying that they Sioux, saying that they Cheyenne, saying that they Choctaw, saying that they Blackfoot, when all of these are connected to two particular name of tribes, the Washita and the daggone Yamasee, who are all Moors or Murs. And all of us stand before you right now, let you know this is who they really are. They're called the Yamasee, Washita. They're both connected to each other. No more time for games, no more time for talk. Nobody not trying to lecture you on getting nationalized. Hey, you got the right of free will. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Excuse my language, and I don't like cursing too much. You can bring your black ass back down here. We not. Don't you can bring your black ass back down here. We not. We did our job. This is why we do these panels. This is why we do what we do. You want to go head on and be like, I'm a copper killing Indian. I don't give a fuck about the Moors. Fuck the Moors and all this other crazy nonsense. But I bet you this though. That corporation that you got ain't gonna save your ass for getting in the FEMA camps and getting that goddamn shot. I could tell you that. When you gonna be asking Monster for some goddamn food, he gonna ask you, let me see your bracelet. And next thing you know, they're gonna use that daggone bracelet and scan that joint. Go ahead and get your slop right there, sir, miss. Get your slop. You need some money? Get your little $500 right here. Let me scan it. This is what you want? You want to be an Indian? Okay. You don't want to be a national? All right. But guess what? You bring your black ass back down here. We not black though. Okay? You gonna bring your black ass back down here. And hopefully you'll realize you're not an Indian. Okay? Like B-Mouth say, and like we always say, you over there? Who, me? Yes, you. That's how it's going to be. So I'm done to say what I had to say. I just had to get that out because I'm getting tired of this crazy nonsense. God dang it.
Man, the only thing, and this is the thing, we doing our work, we doing our job that we was commissioned to do, and I think that we get into a quagmire with people trying to get them to understand basic concepts. I mean, this isn't even heavy science that we actually trying to give to people. This is basic things. This is things they could type up on DuckDuckGo or Google and figure out for themselves on Wikipedia. These are things they could go to your library or the Library of Congress and find. This ain't deep stuff where you got to get initiated into a secret order to learn this type of stuff. This stuff is already out. It's out here. It's just that people, like I said, you have people out here that are placed in certain places to mislead the people on purpose. I mean, that's what I believe, or they're just out here doing it to for their own personal gain. You know, and it's sad. It's sad because, you know, our people out here, we need remedy. They trying to vaccinate us with the Walking Dead vaccination. You know what I'm saying? They trying to, you know, totally eradicate us. You know, we up here going back and forth about who you are, and when we got the receipts of who you are. I'm gonna read something right quick from the Clock of Destiny, man.
Mm-hmm.
Origin of the term Mason. All right. The term Mason is derived from womb, man, son, meaning woman and son. WO is negative, womb, and man is positive, meaning the powers of the womb of female are responsible for the creation of the sons in the course of 9 months, which makes women supreme master creators of both females and sons from unformed matter planted by another son of a female. Phrase together spells woman and son, or woman and son. WO was struck out, and N was struck without leaving my phrase with son, which spells may son or my son. This woman, son, and child reproduction comprise the great triangle 3 in 1, the universal supreme creation of humanity. Woman has no father and neither husband, for all males sprung from her. Where woman comes from, no one knows. This makes her a widow. Harem Biff. You are Harem Abiff. People need to stop talking and do more reading and do more in-depth study and not take nothing off the table when it comes to learning. Because once that bias come in and you be like, no, I'm not gonna read that because I'm a Muslim. No, I'm not gonna read that because I'm a Christian. No, I'm not gonna read that because I'm an occultist and I don't believe in that Bible shit. Everything is together. Excuse my language, but everything is connected. I could read you something out the Nag Hammadi that will blow your mind about creation, about how people think about angels and demons and all this stuff, and how you think the angels and the cherubims are so good and nice. I could read you something about angels, you'll be like, man, I ain't talking about none of that no more. It will blow your mind. We have to get away from not reading. See, when a person tells you that you shouldn't read, you need to look at them with the cock eye. Just really actually look at them and say, don't read books. You are the book. Look at their ass. Excuse my language, but actually look at them. Be like, okay. Really actually look at people that tell you that you don't need to read. You don't have to read the book. That's English. That's in English. The letters are symbols, and that's our language. We wrote. Okay, now check this out. These Europeans haven't been here longer than 7,000 years, right? We've been here for trillions, millions, billions, trillions. We have no birth record. So how can a baby tell you how to read? They had to be taught by somebody to give to you. They were the custodians. They was holding the knowledge for you. So take advantage of it. And I yield Islam before I go too far. I yield.
You on a roll. I just want to touch on what you said. Now we know that. I mean, it was some great questions. I'm trying to find one of them. Brother Country Boy. First of all, Brother Brandon Reed said the brother is right. You can call yourself whatever. Guess what? You have to prove it by the law to the republic to which it stands. That's called ipso jure, by the fact of law itself. So if you claim to be whatever you claiming, what's your nationality? Christian. If you claiming to be a Christian, you got to prove that that's a nationality by law. What's your nationality? I'm a Muslim. Well, you got to prove that Muslim is a nationality. If you're saying that you are Indian, but you're not claiming the Eastern Hemisphere, that landmass over there, but you're saying you're from North America, that's wrong. So you'll be branded as property and law. Cortez, when he came over here in the 1500s, and along with Cristobal Colombo, they branded our people as Indians. And our the descendants of our ancestors, some of them can't let go of that name, that European man who they call our great white father, they cannot let that name go. Okay, so that's why a lot of our people still say that. And Country Boy asked a good question: if black folks are Moors, why don't we go by that? And those who've missed, he didn't finish that, but that's a great question too. First of all, we're not black, because black is an adjective. If you want to speak, if you're speaking English, which is actually German, old High German, old Low German, if you're speaking this language, black is an adjective. Okay, so it describes how something looks, not a noun, person, place, or thing. So we're not called black. Okay, that's what people branded our people with. The Dutch Germanic tribes branded our people with that label. Dred Scott decision, okay, in 1854 through 1857, confirmed that people who call themselves Negro, black, color, African American, all of those other brands, you can't be citizens. You are not citizens of the U.S. corporation, of the United States of America Incorporated, of the American so-called quote unquote government. You're not a party to that. So if that's a Supreme Court case ruling that says that you are not a citizen, okay, black people are not citizens. There was never a Supreme Court case that changed that. Let's look at this. What color is carbon or melanin? Dark green. It's not black. That's the same color as chlorophyll, and most of our people are told that lie by the European, and they just repeat it. They don't do research themselves. Melanin is not black; it's dark green. And our people used to be that color. It's the same color as what they call what copper rust and turn into dark green. The same color as the Statue of Liberty. This is from the 13th Amendment, the original title of nobility clause, section 12. The traffic in slaves with Africa is hereby forever prohibited on the pain of death and the forfeiture of all the rights and property of persons engaged therein. And the descendants of Africans shall not be citizens. So you cannot be a citizen. So if you're at your so-called job, line of employment, anything, you cannot be a citizen. So when you check off black or whatever, you are considered property, and you're just used under the Census Bureau to be a part of their corporate employee system, okay, chattel system. And the word Moor as a nationality, a lot of our people never ever used or never heard of that term Moor growing up in school, never heard about these things. So it's kind of strange how people now have all this information about Moors, what they never heard about. And during the school system growing up until they got out of school, they finally hearing about Moor as a nationality. And that just goes to show you how it was stripped from us. Okay. Moor, again, that term, or if you will, in the English language, traced back to the Greek and Latin. It's a root word that actually traces back to the Berber languages. So it goes older than that. So that's just a reference point. So you really have to know that you have birthrights, okay, that was deprived and stripped from you. This is how everything is taking place globally now. A lot of stuff that's happening to different nations because they have been usurped as well. We were all over the planet, and they're facing the same things we're facing, but it's time to come together, unite, and that's what we've been doing. So how do you reclaim your nationality? That's a great question. How do you reclaim nationality? So again, we answer a lot of these questions during the classes, but it's about reclamation of your status, not doing no status correction, UCCs and all that crap. You are literally coming back into the consciousness of who you are, who your ancestors were, about your true bloodline and pedigree. Okay.
Islam. Can I read the definition of status?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Status, standing, state, or condition, social position, the legal relation of an individual to rest of the community, the rights, duties, capacities, and incapacities which determine a person to a given class, a legal personal relationship, not temporary in its nature nor terminable at the mere will of the party with which third persons in the state are concerned. While term implies relation, it is not a mere relation. And I'm gonna give the definition in propria persona, in one's own person. It was formerly a rule in pleading that pleas to the jurisdiction of the courts must be pled in propria persona. That's deep right there. Because when we go to court, you know what I'm saying? When we all go to court, we throw ourselves at the mercy of the court. But it says right here, and this according to, I'm quite sure that this is according to Black's Law Dictionary, and one own person. It was formerly a rule in pleading that pleas to the jurisdiction of the court must plead in properia persona, which is proper person. Because if pleaded by attorney, they admit the jurisdiction as the attorney is an officer of the court. He is presumed to plead after having obtained leave, which admits the jurisdiction. I know it's kind of, y'all might can't get it, but as y'all start to study these terms dealing with the color of law and things like that, y'all begin to understand how they actually tricked us. They actually got down on us because they didn't teach us this. They didn't teach us civics. They didn't teach us law. They didn't teach us these things that they are using as far as jurisdiction. How many of y'all really know what jurisdiction means? I'll make an example. This is my house, right? My children are under my jurisdiction. You know, it's pretty much rulership over those that's inside of my demographic area. Then once they reach a certain age, they under their proper person. They done reach a certain age where they under their proper person. They can do what they want to do, and they ain't no longer under my jurisdiction. That's just a simple way of saying it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, let me know, brothers. You know what I'm saying? I want to get
Oh
it
no,
right.
you got it. You got it. And I just dropped some of the links in the chat for you. You said, country boy, you said you only seen these hats. These are not called hats. These are called national headdresses. These are fezzes. And in other languages, these are called tarabush. Um, so these are national headdress. So if you see me as a national, how do you distinguish from a nigger and a national? Well, if I'm using a code system called black and white, black male, white male, I identify by color, right, under the code system. But if I'm trying to identify nationals, they normally have national attire. So this is a national headdress to distinguish from the property. So I just dropped some links of some Moors and some people who are not Moors of the nationality wearing these national headdresses on this landmass. I just dropped the link.
And I'm gonna say this: when I go out with my feds or my tarmouche on, because I go to the international market where there's Ethiopians, Arabs, Lebanese, all different types of people. So when me and my empress go out shopping and I wear my fez, I get the highly respected. They practically bow down to me. They want to have conversations. They want to talk. I was in a Walmart, and I need to tell this story, you know, just to show y'all how powerful we are when we in our proper person and we claiming our nationality, especially when we have our national attire on. There was a Albion, and he had to be a Shriner or a Mason. And he saw me with my fez on. I wasn't paying attention to him, but my empress was. And she was like, why is he looking at you like that? And I looked up and I saw he was beet red. He was so red, his neck was redder than his face. And he was looking at me mad. I mean, like, almost with tears in his eyes. And I was like, oh, he must be a Shriner or a Freemason. His tassel can't spin around like this. So he mad. He got to pin it down. You know what I'm saying? See, they know who we are. We don't know who we are. That's the thing. The nations of the world know who the Aboriginal and indigenous people on this landmass is. They know who we are. We don't know who we are. They done snuck so many laws and edicts and things inside of law to help us, but since we don't read or we don't read into executive orders and UN UN conferences and things they doing in the UN and in the World Court and the Hague. We just too worried about love and hip hop and basketball wives and who got the best Ferragamo belt and what Jeezy talking about, what T.I. and Tiny doing, and you know who popping on YouTube. But the world, the nations of the world know who we are. And that's what this vaccine is about, because they're going to give y'all a choice. They're going to give y'all a choice. I was looking for something on the feds in the circle of, in the clock of destiny so I can explain it, but I think that's a little too deep right now. I ain't going to go into that. I think I said enough about that. Maybe on another live or something. When they get their feds, we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Not being but you have to be ready for this information to get it. It's not just to be loosely spit out here, because these two books right here is some heavy science. There's some heavy science, and
Yes.
I done had Freemasons, and I only gave them like a couple paragraphs out one of these books and told them who the author was, and they was like, "Oh man, you've been hiding stuff from us." Of course, y'all got everything in y'all lodges. Not everything, but y'all got things in y'all lodges. Y'all gonna share y'all secrets with me? Because I'm not stepping foot in y'all lodge. And that's a fact. Why should I spend 20 to 30 years out of my life to learn something about me who I'm already am? Why should I waste all that time of my life when I'm learning something that I'm already in? Getting degrees that's not even gonna take me to the 720. It's only gonna take me to the 33rd. It's nonsense. It's stupid. That's far as them Albions can go. And Prince Hall wasn't even a real person. That's a science like Harem and Biff. Okay, go ahead, brother. I'm gonna stop.
No, that's great. I'm glad you sharing that information. So Country Boy asks, so unless our ancestors built wooden cruise liners, our people couldn't all be brought from one landmass to another. Okay, so going back to timelines, during the Reconstruction era, a lot of things was reconstructed. So during that time, as we had an empire called the Ottoman Empire that was falling, okay, and we taught the Europeans our science of government as we were falling. Now, they say that they stole all these people from different continents and brought them to different continents, the Great Diaspora, and they haven't proven that factually. Okay, they just had that as a propaganda story when we was already sailing to and fro. So we traveled to this really all over the world before they even were a major powerhouse. And if you take the currents that come from Africa up to North America naturally, it'll just take you naturally up to South America from Africa, and in Central America from Africa. We were a powerhouse, and Hikupta, Tamari, is where the world got its food source from. It supplied Europe, Rome, with its food source. So if it's more likely that our people, our ancestors were the one who fed the Albions, wouldn't it be more likely that we would be the ones doing international travels versus them? These are questions that's not answered, but let me see. Let me read this one. Lord and LaSherry Bay. Yes, go watch Coming to America again. You can see feathers all up in there. They're putting it right in your face. And when you start watching movies, cartoon shows, videos, anything, listen to the songs, listen to the science. Really pay attention and listen. You'll see them putting your national headdress all in the movies and everything. Females they can wear feathers. This is a crown. There's a science to this. This is the crowns our mother crowned us during birth. Literally, we come from your womb, and this crown we wear on our head in honor of the woman. It has the science on there, the umbilical cord, 360 degrees strands of knowledge, and a tassel that swings around. It's not tied down to 33 degrees, and the color red representing the blood, and the 360 degrees that you go around of knowledge, not 1 degree for 4 years, 1 or 2 degrees for 8 years. You get 360 degrees, and women go 720. Yep. Title. Yep. You can add the title to the straw or the nom de guerre or your last name. You can add your title of nobility, ill or bay. The Vikings were the Moors. Yep. Called Vikings.
Islam.
Islam.
Um, I think a lot of the viewership should just actually come to the class. Come to the class, y'all. Come to the class, Brother Noble Isaiah L. He really painstakingly takes a lot of time to actually explain a lot of these questions that y'all asking them. Don't be shy. Don't be coy. Come to the class. I mean, come. And it's free. It don't cost anything. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you gotta pay is attention and participate. That's it. That's all we ask. I just wanted to say that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be so long winded because our class is actually tomorrow, right? We got the Wednesday
Yep.
class coming. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, so how this affects everybody. Remember Dred Scott versus Sanford case, 1854 to 1857, a landmark case, and it affects everyone who's not in their proper status. So if you're not in the proper status, it affects you. When they talk about FEMA camps, they've already sectioned off every major city and municipality, county, locality to section people off, and the postmaster general will be the head of that. They'll gather all the so-called leaders. So if you're incorporated, best believe you're on the list. Okay, so it's not good to be incorporated underneath of a shell that crashed that's insolvent because you're absolutely high on the list. They already have a lot of people that's high on the list that will be detained and kidnapped and captured. So they're going to and FEMA was already signed off into law. Those who don't get the vaccines and those who don't get these injections, I should say, with the FEMA camps and things like that happening, this is also dealing with status. So if you don't, if you're not in a proper status, this is definitely going to affect you even more because nations are able to assert that claim internationally and have grounds and standing to sue. So if we're not in our proper person, if we're not in our proper status, those you won't have to worry about those FEMA accounts because you're already listed on them as chattel. And that's the dangers of not being under the protection of a nation. Our nation was overthrown. So right now we're trying to restore our nation states. And with this whole one world or new world so-called government is really a tyrannical system that they're putting together to abridge everyone's birthrights all over the world. That's why we're trying to come together as a people to be able to have something in place to remedy that situation. Okay. So a lot of the things you see, like Gemini Man, that movie, and different things, they've already been putting this out. They've been putting out this stuff and declassifying it in the FBI files so you can read it yourself. And more information is coming out. They have a 50-year mandate. After 50 years, then they can release the information. We have a lot of information that they released about what's going to happen with those who are not in their proper status. You remember Hitler did the same thing where he got rid of some people who are not in their proper status and then got rid of them. Same thing is about to happen here. Okay. Well, it's happening globally, I should say. So this is why, another reason why we're saying that. Anybody have any other thing? How do you get in the class? We could put the links in the chat. And this is how you get started. You can only be what you know, so you have to learn more to know some of the things as far as status is concerned and nationality. But even beyond that, being in tune with Mother Nature, to know how to move when this stuff happens, because a lot of our people going to get taken out too. So, yes, it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, we're not going to give you the link online because we're not trying to the cure for cancer. We give you that offline. Oh yeah, Gaia, Mother Earth. So that's what we have to get back into with. Islam, you brothers have any other thing to add? I just wanted to share this information. We know we have a lot of people getting questions about should they take these vaccines or injections, and definitely we say no. And that's pretty much our stance on it. And you're going to see more restrictions. We definitely been telling people to stock up and get prepared for what's to come. We said that in the streams last year. We're saying it now. Stock up now. They're gonna release the bans for a little while, and then they're gonna go right back into shutdown. So start stocking up as much as you can in increments, and then also start preparing yourself for the change of the finances. Yes, they've been trying to block out the sun because we have a binary sun system, meaning we got two suns in the solar system now. And the goal is that it magnetizes Earth to get rid of the beings that's here and the deep state control. Islam Washita, man. Peace and love, more. Okay. Any other questions? Who is the they that you speak of? Well, I'm referencing the dark priesthood. When you say, are you referring to gods? No, I'm referencing the Dracons, the dark priesthood. Right, 2 moons as well. One is a satellite, one is a hologram. I'm a Maroon from Jamaica. We have our own law. We're not part of their government by father and had identification is the same. Right. So if you're Maroon, you Islam to you, you're Moor as well, and you are a national, and you're going through the same thing we're going through. Yes, some of them are reptilians. Where can I find the cure for the swab test? Um, take vitamin D and zinc to start to drain the system and drain the body of the toxins, and then get on a regimen. And the brother already listed some, and some of the mothers in the chat listed some as well. Um, but yeah, this is biological warfare. The greatest war tactic is distance. So they're trying to hit you from a distance.
All right, I'm back. I got your back. I got booted out.
Oh wow. Who can stand up and speak with the power of the God on earth? I'm not sure I comprehend that question. Who can stand up and speak with the power of the gods of the earth? The nationals, Earth has already chosen her people who she wants to rule, and that is those melanated people. So that's why you see the people now they can't stay here because of the different dimension we moved into.
We done got to a point where you know I think this happened like maybe 2 years ago when we had the great planetary alignment when all the planets was aligned. This was we had the solar eclipse, the planets aligned, then we had the lunar eclipse, and what I felt is that the gate was closed and there was no more. It was all about reclaiming the souls and not sending no more back. So it's not about coming back no more. It's about those that's already here that's giving y'all this information from the elders that's still alive and things like that. Y'all have to begin to properly discern the information that y'all are getting from, because the whole universe is going through a change. So that means that we're moving from a whole different type of dimension into a whole nother level of vibrational dimension. We're going from 3D to 5D swift. It's not we have to wait on it to a point like we have to no. And that's what that's another thing about what these vaccinations is about too, to stifle the vibration of the people so they won't reach that conscious level. And they're attacking us because they don't want us to actually come into our spiritual and mental power. I'm not saying we're gonna be flying like superheroes and be like Wolverine and Storm out here. I'm not talking about that. Being able to think and materialize matter like that. Being able to imagine things and make it manifest. Not in a matter of weeks and months, but in a matter of hours and minutes. You do it already, but you don't know you're doing it. And see, this is where the sciences come in at. You know, I don't want to give y'all too much. I want y'all to study it for yourself. I don't want y'all to look at me as a leech pen. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be a teacher. But we've been doing this haphazardly. And that's why they use television and certain musical frequencies and chaos actors and all types of scripts when they show these Oklahoma City bombings and all these people getting killed and just like this COVID mess. It's to feed off your fear so you can be distracted from what you really need to be focusing on. Don't be a part of the play. Be the creator of the play. Write the script. Write your own script. Don't listen to us. Please don't. Do your own research and figure it out for yourself. We're not here to be the proverbial stick and carrot. You know what I'm saying? And trying to lead people. No. We give y'all information so y'all can go study the information, figure it out for yourself. Invite y'all to some of our 2 classes so we can have more in-depth teaching. But by all means, don't look at us as Christ, because you are the Christ. You know what I'm saying? You are the Christos. It's in you already. You just have to purge yourself from these certain aspects of humanity that's been keeping us down. We're here to uplift humanity, fallen humanity. But we have to start with self first. Self meaning you, meaning myself. And then we work with our own people. I'm working with myself every day. You know what I'm saying? And so by working with myself every day, I'm able to dialogue better with people. Especially when I had that title and call myself noble. I have to be that part. I have to be noble. I have to be that. You know, and that's what we have to understand. If we want to be the rightful heirs of this planet, we have to act the part. We can't be the niggas of yesterday. We have to be the guys of today, knowing the realities of things that's happening and being able to counteract it with the power of our thought and the power of our mind and acting accordingly instead of acting like niggas under their definition and term. But being who we are by birthright and by bloodline, the progenitors and the ancient ones of this universe, period. It's not no substitute. Stop playing with yourself. Stop intellectually masturbating with people that don't have nothing else to do but to get you off your square. And then you sitting there drained. And then fed off. I'm sorry if I had to be so graphic. But a lot of our people have been intellectual whores. The first thing a person throw in your face that makes you feel good about being a nigga or about being black or Negro or colored or African American, y'all jump on it, y'all give them all y'all energy. And then when it comes time to do the work, you don't have no energy left because you done gave all your energy to these niggas. And they eating off. And I yield Islam.
Islam, I just wanted to talk about the whole zombie thing. I had got a message from someone that I know personally, that me and Jolly Bay know personally, along with B Miles. They told me that that's not going to happen because of some things that took place. They some things that took place. I'm trying to remember everything, but just know that some things is like not going to happen. But but still, you want to prepare. Because you never know what happens. You know, you got to remember these people are still trying their best to stop the rising of our people. They don't want our people to wake up. We still got our women and children watching Real Housewives and all this other shit, and they got them watching Basketball Wives. They still got them watching the NBA. They still got them watching football, baseball, everything you can name. They still watching soap operas. Okay, talking about soap operas, talking about Jack and Elizabeth sleeping with each other, and they come to find out their cousins and crazy stuff like that. All these distractions to keep you from waking up, to keep you on a low vibration. The thing is, you are a higher vibrational being, but you have to look within yourself, and also you have to realize that in this incarnation, you decided to be someone what they call of hue, which is a Moor. You also have to realize this: you were sent here to do a job, to do a mission. What is it? I can't tell you. No one, no can any of us. But that's for you to find out because this is your journey. All we here to do is to bring the solutions to the problems to start you on your journey to lead you on where you have to go. The steps is up to you on what you do. We're not trying to bring no fear, but the proof is in what they say to put in. So it's up to you if you take it. If you don't, hell, guess what? We're not gonna be down here no more. The next persons that line up to teach you, they're gonna say the same thing what we said over and over. Many of us on here, or many of the people that's been watching, they've been down here before, and you know what happened? They didn't listen the first couple times, and it was a different panel of people talking. It wasn't no YouTube. They probably had like a little gap when they were talking about stuff like this. They was talking about information like this. They talked about what was going to happen, like what's happening right now. They gave them the heads up what was going to happen in the quote unquote future, and they didn't listen. And guess what? Your ass back down here again. Now, a whole nother panel. Now you're using YouTube, and it's a panel of brothers. We have mothers too, but we have is a lot of it's brothers that's on here. We giving you the same information. Hopefully you'll take heed and do it. If not, you ain't hurting us, you're hurting yourself. You know? So that's why that's why we always bring the solutions instead of talking about the problems. And when we talk about the information that we talk about, we're bringing it to so you can feel comfortable and realize, like, you know what? Let me go ahead on and just do what these brothers are talking about. What is it that I'm missing? You're missing the point that you came back down here to do something great, starting with yourself. With yourself. Not because of us, it's because this is what you want to do. If you didn't want to do this, you would not be listening to nobody on here talking. You wouldn't be taking time out of your life trying to figure out what the hell is going on. We've been on here for 2 hours and some change. And you still watching because something is resonating with your soul and you can't really put your finger on it. And you're like, yo, I need to know, why am I so glued to what these brothers talking about? You know why? Because your soul knows and it remembers. It remember why you came here. And it's telling, like, you know what? Everything these brothers are saying is making sense. Yeah, you might be called weird by your freaking family that disowns you or look at you as being crazy, deranged, and you're not. Some of them probably called you every name in a book, and you're like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna tell you some real stuff. I lived that life. I had family members that I was a devil worshiper. Okay, literally thought that I was a devil worshiper, and I laughed at them, and I kept it moving because my mission is more important than Bible thumping. Because I know that the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. That's what I do know. Basic instructions. Not the instructions, but basic instructions. I'm going to use those basic instructions, but I'm not going to go ahead and make it be a part of my livelihood every day. I'm not. And I refuse to. The brothers on the panel, they not gonna use that as their everyday life, man, because we experiencing things that's in that. It's like, what more do we have to say? It's right there. But I guarantee you're watching this for a reason, because your soul is being rejuvenated, realizing like, yo, goddamn, I remember this other lifetime when it was me and some other people. We was listening to some people talking. I didn't listen. And I had to come back down here as a baby again. And I'm 50 years old now. And these guys like younger than me. And I'm trying to figure out, why am I watching them? Because you're starting to remember why the heck you came back down here. Some of you are younger. Some of you in your 30s. Some of you in your 20s. Some of you like damn near 60. But you're tuning in. Because you're getting tired of the rhetoric, the hood rat stuff. You're getting tired of all of that. You want to hear some real profound information. You're getting tired of hearing all the crazy nonsense of the cursing, the yelling, debating over who knows what, and that person knows this and that person knows that. You get tired of that because your mind is maturing. Your soul wants more than the ratchetness. Your soul wants the truth. They want to know, why the hell am I here? What am I doing here? Why the heck the divine sent me down here? For what purpose? Only you will know your purpose. Only you will know. We can't tell you your purpose. We can't tell you none of that. But we can tell you, you watching this for a reason, because something telling you, I need to know who the hell I am. Why am I this so-called complexion? Why am I going through these errors in my life? Why am I wanting to know the laws? Why am I not reading the Bible like I want to anymore, because it's not making any sense, because I need more clarity. Yeah, there's all these missing books out there, Bible, and yet you still can't find the answers in the original one that you read. Well, not the original one, but the one that you read in the King James. You can't even find too much into that, because it's an enigma to your soul. You're lost. You want more. Your spirit hungers for more. So you want more, and you want to just go ahead and keep on looking for more and keep on gaining more. That's why you listen to No Isaiah. That's why you listen to Enough. That's why you listen to B Miles. That's why you listen to all the brothers on here on the panel. We have two brothers that's not speaking right now because everything we're saying, they know. They humble. They know some things too, but they just looking like, damn. Like, it's time to wake up. It's like, how many people on YouTube is talking about solutions instead of the problems? You gotta ask yourself that question. How many of them are going to talk about being star children? Well, ask yourself, what is a star seed? Ask yourself that question. Look it up. I haven't seen people on the chat talking about the Bible still. I'm going to tell you like this, no disrespect. Who the hell cares right now? You had nobody Isaiah L talking to you what the hell's going on, and you still worrying about the Bible? That stuff it's too old. It's outdated. You can't be stuck. Either you get out that hole and say, like, you know what? I got to get out this matrix. I need to know more. You still waiting for Sky Daddy Jesus to come back, and he ain't coming back. Wake up. You are Jesus. You are the Christ. It's plain and simple. Why do you want to keep on waiting for somebody to save your ass? You got to save your own ass. When it's all said and done, you got to save your ass. We can't save your ass for you. You was born here by yourself physically. Notice I said physically. I didn't say spiritually, though. It is up to you to go through these changes of life and this evolutionary stage in your life to realize that, guess what? You have a serious responsibility at hand. And you ask, what is that responsibility? To know thyself and what you came here to do. That's what that is. You know, I don't say too much all the time when the brothers speak, because I let them do their thing. But it's like it comes to a time where you really, really have to dig in deep within yourself and your spirit and realize, guess what? I need to stop lying to myself. I need to stop thinking that somebody's going to come back and save me. Here it is, so-called 2021. Notice it says so-called 2021, and Jesus still haven't came back yet. Remember they said Y2K 2000, Jesus coming back, the computer's going to shut down. 21 years later, ain't shit happened yet. And Jesus still didn't come. And you still got the dad going, evangelist saying, Jesus coming. We got the book of Revelations, Jesus coming back. The angels are coming. We're going to be saved. We're going to be okay. Everything going to be fine. Ain't nothing happened yet. And you still got the same evangelist saying the same stuff, the same rhetoric over and over again. And our people still saying, yeah, Jesus coming back. He sure is. He coming back to save us. He going to have a sword in his hand and he going to ride on a white horse. That's what they be saying. They got you thinking that this illusion is going to happen. Well, you're not going to understand that this is all an illusion. They lied to you and still have. They got you believing in false narratives, false beliefs. The whole time the Christ is you, and you still waiting for some man with a toga to come back. With blonde hair and blue eyes. That's my Jesus. My Jesus come save me. Yo, my master Jesus gonna come save me, and he gonna get me out of bondage. That's what he gonna do. That's what Jesus gonna do right there. That's what y'all. That's what a lot of our people be thinking. And then they had the nerve to start dancing in churches and stuff. My Jesus coming. My Jesus coming. Singing all that. That ain't happening. That is not happening. I'm gonna see Jesus when I go to heaven. Then you just said he was coming back. You just said he was coming back, but now you're gonna see him when you go to heaven. This is heaven if you make it. That's why you have to change your thoughts instead of falling for the okie doke, which is with the pastor pork chopping them say, well, Book of Genesis, genes of Isis. That's what it's all about. It's back to your ancient bloodline. But they're not telling you. Your pastors went to goddamn school and know who the hell you are, but they was taught not to tell you this stuff because that'll mess up their 501c3.
That's right.
Yeah.
That will mess up their 501c3 because they owned by the government to teach you this dumbass stuff, to dumb you down so you won't wake up. Meanwhile, your damn pastors are goddamn going Knights of Templar too. If you really want to know,
that's fact.
You really want to know? I can tell you. A damn Knights of Templar that made an oath to teach you to dump the buffoonery and say Jesus coming back. Amen, church. That's right. Praise the Lord. I tell you, you over there. Lord Jesus, come back. You over there. Wake up. Amen to that. I tell you, he coming. And he ain't coming yet to save your ass. And you still waiting. Yahweh Shah's coming. When? The Yahweh Shah haven't even shown his ass to come save you. Well, the IFOs are coming. The IFOs been showing you, and they fighting your war, and you don't even know that shit. They been fighting wars underground with the resistance, and you don't even know that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? They've been fighting wars up in space, and you don't even know that. That's where the whole movie Star Wars came from. It came from your stuff. You got the Anunnaki, who are us, but you also got Anunnaki that's in the ships right now, waiting for us to wake up. Like, damn, are they ever gonna wake up? A commander. When the niggas gonna wake up down there? When they gonna wake up? I'm getting tired of fighting this goddamn going war, and these niggas still waiting for Jesus to come back. I mean, I'm just saying. And you see nobody's laughing because he knows the truth. You see North is laughing because they know it's the truth. They're like, God damn. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's that one soldier that's in the Starfleet that's probably saying, when are these niggas gonna wake up, Captain? Yeah. When they gonna wake up?
We can't save them no more.
Huh?
We can't save them no more.
Right, we can't save them no more. They're not waking up. Well, you know what? Let the 2/3 go. The ones that's up, we're gonna save them. The 2/3, they still waiting for Jesus to come back. Okay. We're gonna have to bring them back down here then. The ones that's up, we're gonna take care of them. They ain't come back down here.
But not yet. Yeah, the portal, but like I was saying, man, the portal closed, man. If, like I said, man, those that's coming back are the ones it's not you getting the gift to be able to have to come back and learn this lesson over again. It's like you're gonna be just stuck in a perpetual purgatory. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the children that's coming in right now, they straight about that work now. You know what I'm saying? They straight about that work. They not about sitting up here listening and sitting in churches, Jehovah Witnesses, listening to blind rhetoric. They already got it in their DNA, especially if they have conscious parents. And you was talking about the mind, and I don't know why I just turned to this, man, and I just wanted to read this before I get up off of here, or before we end this live. I just wanted to read this. Um, you are a thought of all law made manifest. Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. In
Mhm.
order for you to know thyself, you must gain understanding and knowledge, gnosis, of your higher and lower self, so you can know your power to do good and your power to not do good, which exists within you, as it is your expression of the force which changes not. Thus, when someone says you have no power, they are saying you have no direction. If you have no direction, you are easily distracted. If you know, if you know your purpose and mission, you are able to recognize when you are being distracted. Everything you do is a result of the seed of thoughts in your mind. Tools of the workshop of the mind. Utilizing the workshop of the mind is for building character and bending in directing inherent inclinations. Those tools are the compass and the square, the axe, the hammer, plane, chisel, line, plummet, saw, and the ladder. Excerpt from chapter 5 from the circle 7 Holy Quran, divinely prepared by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. One day he was bringing forth the tools for work. He said, "These tools remind me of the ones we handled in the workshop of the mind, where things were made of thought and where we built up character. We use the square to measure all our lines, to straighten out the crooked places of the way and make the corners of our conduct square. We use the compass to draw circles around our passions and desires to keep them in bounds of righteousness. We use the axe to cut away the knotty, useless, and ungainly parts and make the character symmetrical. We use the hammer to drive home the truth and pound it in until it is part of every part. We use the plane to smooth the rough, uneven surfaces of joint and block and board that go to build the temple for the truth. The chisel line and the plummet and the saw all have their uses in the workshop of the mind. And then this ladder, which with its trinity of steps, faith, hope, and love, on it we climb up to the dome of purity and life. And on the 12-step ladder, we ascend until we reach the pinnacle of that which life is spent to build the temple of perfected man. The effects of planetary energies is based on their proximity geometrics to each other. Do they need smoothing? Do they need the axe to cut them away, the chisel, the hammer, or do they need balancing? These configurations make up your inherent higher and lower self, harmonious or inharmonious. Grab the tools, grab the tools, and perfect thyself, as you will not be able to sit at the throne of purity and righteousness until you do. If you fail to do this, time around you will return until you get it right. Thus, the 12-step ladder, the 12 houses and lords of houses, the lords are the zodiac signs, You return with configurations based on your need to correct and build character. You must know your inherent characteristics and must recognize that death is not limited to the physical body no longer functioning. It also means the end of a life lesson or death of bad character and negative behavior. When you are at the end, you are at the beginning. When at the beginning, you are at the end. Aquarius represents the science of humanity. Science is embodied in the Aquarian personification of energy via the science of human nature, humanity. Pisces represents religion. Religion is embodied in the Pisces personification, the spiritual understanding that this existence is in the physical is but temporary. Thus, Pisces represents death or the beginning and the end of the 12-step cycle or the ladder. Islam.
All right, fans. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna definitely close it out for the night. Definitely want to give the panel tonight. Definitely a lot of love and a lot of props. Peace to everybody that showed on the chat. Noble B Forte L Double Nuff, Noble Isaiah L, as well as Larry Noble Larry King Bay and also Noble William Jolly Bay. It's definitely a lot of great information that pretty much the panel could take away from, as well as the chat and all that. So we definitely want to say it's been another great live stream. Taking this information, don't take it lightly, and definitely want to say peace to everybody. Anybody else want to add anything?
I do. You know, I really want everybody to know that the pastors, those churches are 501c3s, like I said, and those pastors are Masons, and they have Masons inside their churches to make sure that they're teaching the people the fugazi information and keeping them dumbed down. That's what I really want them to know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you what I know. You know what I'm saying? I seen it with my own eyes. And I want to let everybody know I appreciate those that's watching. I appreciate the brothers that's on the panel. Love all of them. Trust me, we talk to each other outside of here. We talk to each other outside of here. And y'all think you see North laughing, but we have our times where we be laughing at stuff that we say to each other on stuff that we see and observe. And we done went through a lot of wars already with other people trying to come after us on some bogus stuff. And we just laugh at it. All we gotta say I just want to say to everybody that's been watching, we love everybody. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate the love and we appreciate the hate. But what we doing is bigger than YouTube, and it's gonna get even bigger. So on that note, I want to say love, peace, light, and darkness to everybody, and that's it.
And definitely look up you're absolutely right. They all are part of the secret societies that's controlling our people. Look up the Secret Treaty of Verona, Article 3 breaks it down. And we put in the chat the 6666 Trace Act, Congress.gov. Peace and love, everybody.
Peace.
Islam, I just wanted to say, make sure y'all email me so I can send the WASM y'all email so y'all can be a part of the class. I know a lot of people want to get their nationality. Or you already have your nationality. It's not something that you have to get. But in order to move properly, you have to learn how to move properly with this, and that's why the classes are important. We'll be explaining more of that inside of the classes. I don't want to talk too much about it on here, because we're trying to filter out certain things. But just know that we have y'all best interests at heart. We love y'all. That's why we doing this. And I'm not gonna be long-winded. I think I done said enough. And I'll catch y'all on the next stream. Islam. Peace and love.
Peace.
Islam. I just want to add one little thing. You know, as a in mind to keep in mind that the med bears are also supposed to be coming. So when we hear about the vaccine and the zombies and stuff like that, we also have a solution that med beds should be also helpful. You know, whenever they're available. Peace and love.
Yeah, the mad bears are real.
We'll go.
That's right.